this is Alyssa and you're watching Pages in Ink. I thought I'd do the Booktube Newbie Tag. That's what it's called. There's a lot of questions here. There's 10. So let's get through them. I think some of the questions are a little awesome. So the first one, why did you start this channel? I started it because in my friend group, family group, I'm the only one that reads the kind of books that I read. Most of my friends read. They like to read a lot of smut novels. No shame in that game. It's just not my thing. Well, I guess I'll go on. That's question number 10. So I didn't have anyone to talk to. I didn't even have a Goodreads account until September. My TBR shelf was a literal shelf of just books that I would put there. I had a hard time branching out in reading other books, and so I just kept rereading all the books that I had on my shelves, and then I finally went to Booktube and realized that it was a thing. The second that I started watching these videos, I felt like I was at home, and I wanted to join the community, and I wanted to be a part, and I just wanted to talk about books, because I'm a nerd, and I love books. Question number 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? I was going to call Booktube. Booktube. Well, I'm a mess. Just figuring out how to start the filming, that took 45 minutes to an hour, just figuring out how to set up the tripod, and it fell 3 or 4 times on me. So I've got fun anecdotes like that, and that's kind of weird to ask someone why they're unique. I guess you'll figure it out as you watch. I'm weird and dorky. That a good enough answer? All right, number 3. What are you most excited about for this new channel? I'm just excited to be a part of the community. I'm excited to share my thoughts and feelings on books and life and being a giant nerd. I'm excited to put myself out there because that's kind of a hard thing for us introverts to do. Okay, number 4, why do you love reading? I've loved reading my whole life, so I guess most people would say like the escapism. I love the stories. I love to write as well. And so I just love the stories. I love that reading a good book almost feels like going home, like coming home to friends and family. And it can, even if it's like a dark and sad book, if the characters feel like family, it still kind of gives you this warmth. You know what I mean? I love that books can wreck you in the worst and best ways. 5, what book or series got you into reading? I said earlier, I've read my whole life. So yes, my family does love to read. It's not any of the books that I like to read, but everyone in my family were all avid readers. It was just a thing. So I remember reading over doing anything else growing up, and that's carried into my adult life. I'm just a bookworm. Or a book dragon, however you like to look at it. Number 6, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? How are you? How's life? How are things? I don't know, that's a weird question. Number 7, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Putting myself out there. I'm an introvert despite how flamboyant my personality is and how loud I can be. I'm an introvert, so putting myself out here is really nerve-wracking and scary. And yes, I'm nervous and sorry, I've got cats and dogs. They're gonna interrupt all the videos. So putting myself out is the scariest thing, especially when it comes to how cruel people can be online. That has stopped me from doing this for a while. So 8, when did you start reading? Well, I guess it means like when did you start avidly reading, but again, I've read my whole life. I'm the youngest child, and so all of my siblings could read, so I've been reading since I can remember. They taught me because I didn't like the fact that I couldn't read. So, and I've been an avid reader my whole life. I think, yes, every reader goes into some reading slumps, and I've had those, but I've never not read. 9, where do you read? Everywhere. I don't read in the bathtub. That is one thing. So I read on the couch, I read on my lunch at work, I read while I'm waiting for class to start, I read in my bed, I read on the floor. I don't read in the bathtub. I never have, I never will. I lied. I have once, and I was like 12, and my sister and my mom always read in the bath, and I never could get why you ruin your book. Like, it's stupid. Don't do it. Just don't. Number 10, what kind of books do you like to read? A lot of random things. I guess a big one is fantasy. Hello, I look like a fantasy reader. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I love fantasy. I do read young adult fantasy as well. Young adult fantasy for me is easier to get through. So if it's something that I can, because I work and I go to school full time, if I only have a certain amount of time that I can read in a week, I'll pick up a young adult novel so I can get through it fast. I love historical fiction, so that's something different. I think a lot of people that I see don't like it. I don't read as much contemporary. I do love it. I love fairy tale retellings, which goes under fantasy. I don't read thrillers or mystery books because I'm a wuss and everything scares me. So I watched an episode of Criminal Minds like 4 years ago and still have nightmares about it. So yeah, I'm sorry, I keep looking over there because I'm like looking at my shelf. So fantasy is a big one. I think right now I'm actually reading like 4 fantasy novels. So there we go. And that is the end of this Booktube Newbie Tag. Nice getting to know me. I was gonna say getting to know you. If you leave comments, I will get to know you. Huh? All right, until next time, I'll see you guys. Have a good day.